Hello, everyone, and welcome back from your Arsenal Fan TV America, where we bring you all football and soccer from the Premier League, from the Champions League every week. Welcome back to all of you around the world, and thank you for watching. Today, we're going to talk about Champions League football, and of course, we're going to talk also about Premier League and Arsenal, which is leading the Premier League as we speak after a win earlier today at the Emirates. We were able to beat, I know what I mean beat. We held our hearts at the end of it, but we were able to come through and hold on to our lead and beat Wolves 2-1 at the Emirates. That was, like I said. We're also going to talk about the last game of the Champions League on Wednesday. The best form you can see Arsenal Football Club in. They played that Champions League football like they really were hungry for it. They wanted to play. They showed us great technique, great atmosphere, great give and go, a revenge game. So we were firing on all cylinders, and we were able to beat RC Lens, that, remember, ended our winning streak in Europe when they beat us in France 2-1. We were able to come back at the Emirates and really take revenge and beat them 6-0. And not just 6-0, it's 6 different goal scorers. What tells you is the whole team was really between 9 and 10 status-wise. They gave 120%. They gave all what they had. They didn't leave anything on the pitch that night, and that's why it was a great game, and we'll talk about it a little bit more in details. But before we continue, of course, we know Arsenal now are sitting on top of their group at the Champions League and on top of the Premier League. It's a good week and a good time, and happy holidays to be an Arsenal fan. So hopefully we continue this and we don't, flop or, fall through. Our next game also is, on paper, should be an easy game. We're going to Luton Town, and they're new. Luton Town, they're new to the Premier League. So we should be able to beat them as the Premier League leader, and we should be able to beat them and stay right that, we're on top now, 4 points above Manchester City. So let's go to Champions League football. Like I said, we're going to discuss all groups, and we're going to see now who qualified and who didn't. The games to watch for match day, 6. Yes, that's the last day of the group games, because every one of them now played 5 games. So let's go to Group A, which we all know has Bayern Munich, Copenhagen, Galatasaray, and Manchester United. The highlight game for that group was Galatasaray Man United. They ended 3-3. Man United went up again, and they were up 3-1, but they couldn't hold on. And this has been the story of Manchester United. Erik ten Hag still say we're doing great, we're progressing, good for him. I don't see it. Their fans don't see it, Manchester United fans, but that's what he's saying. They're bottom of the Champions League. They're number 4. So they might go out next go around if Galatasaray, which I am banking on, or Copenhagen, one of them will win. Galatasaray is playing Copenhagen at Copenhagen. So if Galatasaray win, Manchester United is out. If Copenhagen wins, Manchester United is out, because they both sitting here with 5 points. So if they get 3 more, that's 8. Manchester United, even if they win, they get 7. They're out. And that's what's going to happen. They're probably going to be out. Bayern Munich, like I said, they're on their way. 13 points. 13 points, sitting on top of the league. Second to them is Copenhagen with 5 points. Now let's go to Group B. And Group B, of course, you have your beloved Arsenal, which, like I said, our last episode, that if we win the Champions League game, which we did, 6-0, like I said, then we'll qualify regardless of the last day result. Now, PSV is right behind us with 8 points. Lens, 5 points. Sevilla has 2 points. They're out. Doesn't matter what happened next. PSV are going to go through. My speculation from the beginning were that Arsenal and PSV will go through. And here it is. Arsenal and PSV are going through. And I still stand behind it. Arsenal already went through. Let's talk about that 6-0 real quick. Arsenal, as you all know, started same thing like Premier League. We had David Raya in goal. He's back. He couldn't play against Brentford. He's not eligible because he was on loan. But he's back leading the Arsenal line, or goalie for Arsenal. Right in front of him, we see Gabriel and Willy Saliba, which was great to see on the day and consistently. Left side Zinchenko, right side Tomiyasu. In the middle, we saw Declan Rice, of course, superior in his position. Thank God, after Granit Xhaka left, that we have someone that could do that same job brilliantly, like Declan Rice, that has been in every single game he's man of the match, covers the most grass for me, does the best job, which is getting the ball back and transforming the team to attack from defense. And he breaks all these plays, so it's wonderful to see someone like that. For defenders, he sits on top of them always, and he works from that area in front of him. Let's see the new partnership. Now it's Martin Odegaard and Kai Havertz. Okay, like we see Trossard played Premier League. We see now Kai Havertz in the Champions League. We see Mikel Arteta trying still to find, the best midfield. In my eyes, it's always going to be Declan Rice, Thomas Partey, and Odegaard from the players we have, right? Anyways, captain started in the middle also. He did well in that game and scored, Martin Odegaard, and allowed Jorginho at the end of the game to take the penalty. So he too can score. And again, it's 6 different Arsenal players that scored on the day, which was great to see. It's such an amazing team effort. And that's how, football is played. Teamwork. Our up front partnership, Gabby Jesus through the middle. We have Bukayo Saka on the right side and Martinelli on the left. Stayed the same. We saw Martinelli assisting and scoring. We saw Bukayo Saka scoring. Listen, when they're firing, all of them, they're incredible. So that was the lineup, and there's one thing I want to talk about in this game. Tomiyasu sends a ball to Kai Havertz. He almost scored. We've never seen those before. We do not play enough balls. Number one, every time Tomiyasu overlap, almost 99% of the time, 99%, Saka will not pass him. He just prefers to go in and pass to Martin Odegaard, that goes to Martinelli, to Zinchenko, and so on and so forth, right? So this time, Tomiyasu had the ball on the right. Beautiful overlap. He sends it. Kai Havertz almost scored. Again, how did the first goal came about? Tomiyasu in the middle. The balls that I said on top, I was just talking about those 1-2 intricate play. Go back and watch any of our episodes and you'll see the same thing that I've been talking about forever. Why does it take us that long to find things like that out? That's what I'm wondering. We should be ahead of Man City, not behind them. When they do things, we go and try and do them. No, we should be more creative. We shouldn't just be going out. We shouldn't be just going, direct. We should play the football we always played. On the wings, in the middle, intricate, pass and go, move. That's how all these goals, if you go back and watch, except for the penalty, of course, all 6 goals, they were just beautiful to watch. So we see Tomiyasu sending the ball all the way to Gabby Jesus. Gabby Jesus heading it in. Here's Kai Havertz for a goal. Again, we need to do that more often. We saw Bukayo Saka and Gabby Jesus through the middle. Tick, 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 pass. Bukayo Saka puts his foot into it. Gabby Jesus takes the defender out and he scores. That's what we want to see. It's not all going to come from the side. Martinelli now turns in and he takes it. That's another goal. So it's great to see versatility and variety of goals and variety of goal scorers. Beautiful to watch. You cannot, any soccer fan, any football fan in the world, doesn't matter if you like Arsenal or not, when you watch that game, not that they played bad or because it's 6-0. No, but it was just beautiful, unstoppable football by Arsenal Football Club. So, congratulations, Jaguars. We go now to round of 16. Now, let's go next to Group C, or the third group, that has, of course, Real Madrid, Napoli, Braga, and Union Berlin. Real Madrid, as we all know, I don't know how many years in a row, they qualify for the Champions League. And by the way, only, them and Barcelona are ahead of Arsenal Football Club, just to let you know, making it, or being in the Champions League. So, Real Madrid, they qualified, of course. They're number 1. And on the day, they beat Napoli. A beautiful game, a must-watch game. It's a 4-2 game, but it was incredible because they were going neck to neck. Napoli scored first. Real Madrid will make it up. Napoli will be up again. Real Madrid will make it up. But, of course, as we always know, Real Madrid and Carlo Ancelotti's side, they're too strong. They come on top, always at the end. And they were able to beat Napoli at the Bernabeu, of course, 4-2. Game of the day for me after, of course, the Arsenal game. So you got to watch that. Real Madrid qualified. They have 15 points. They won all 5 games. 7 points for Napoli. Braga has 4. So Napoli has to either win or draw. If they just draw, they get 1 more point. They're 8 points. Now Braga, even if they won, they'll be 7. And of course, Union Berlin is already out. So that was it for Group C, so you know. Next is Real Sociedad, Inter Milan, Salzburg, and Benfica was Group D. And that's how they ranked the teams in the group. Real Sociedad is number 1, 11 points. Inter Milan is tied with them, 11 points. More goal differential, or more goals for Real Sociedad scored than Inter. Salzburg, 4 points, and 1 point for Benfica. So, both Inter Milan and Real Sociedad, regardless of what happens next, they qualify to the round of 16. Group E, as we all know, Group E has Atletico Madrid, Lazio, Feyenoord, the Dutch club, and Celtic. That surprised us this go round. Celtic has only 1 point. They're out. Feyenoord also is out. Lazio go through, and Atletico Madrid is the group leader. They're number 1 with 11 points. Second to them was Lazio. Group F, the group of death, or the most difficult group in the Champions League this season, round of 32. Borussia Dortmund, Paris Saint-Germain, Newcastle United, and AC Milan. And they're ranking the same way, like I just mentioned. Dortmund first. They actually qualified already. Good on Borussia Dortmund. Everyone thought Paris Saint-Germain and Milan will qualify. And then they saw Newcastle playing. They say, yeah, Newcastle's going to qualify. But no one's ever talked about Dortmund and how good they're playing. Not the Bundesliga, but at the Champions League. They were able to grab 10 points out of these 5 games. They have 1 game left. Doesn't matter because they qualify to what? Round of 16. Paris Saint-Germain has a problem. You got to watch that game. They played Newcastle, and the referee, for some reason, gave him a penalty that hit the body and then the elbow of a player in the box, the Newcastle player, and they gave Paris Saint-Germain a penalty right at the end of the game. And also, the VAR, the video assistant referee team, was just changed before that game. So, question mark around that game. That penalty should not be a penalty. But I say, Newcastle, you got what was coming for you. You know, that goal that wasn't supposed to be. Karma exists. That goal you scored against Arsenal in the Premier League, a push, a ball outside. They didn't give it. That's the one loss we have. And it was not fair for Arsenal Football Club or for the Gunners or for the fans or the players or anyone that supports this club. Of course, it was pretty obvious that that was not a goal. But karma comes back. Now PSG, they given a penalty at the end. Same way, shouldn't be a penalty at all, but they score. Unfortunately, Newcastle played a great game. I got to admit to it. And they held PSG. And they almost grabbed the one, but the penalty came. So, PSG now have Dortmund qualified. PSG has 7 points. Newcastle has 5. And Milan has 5. Now, that's the group you need to watch. I'll tell you why. On match day 6, Dortmund, Paris Saint-Germain will play Dortmund. Newcastle will play Milan. So, if Newcastle win, guess what? Newcastle go. If Milan win, guess what? Milan go. Because it's very, very tight. You see, they both have 5. So if Milan got 3, they're 8. Newcastle got 5. If they got 3, they got 8. Paris Saint-Germain got 7. If they lose to Dortmund, which seems to be incredible, if they lose to Borussia Dortmund, then one of these other 2 teams, if win, qualified. So Paris Saint-Germain at least needs a point to stay in it. We don't know what's going to happen. You got to watch Paris Saint-Germain, Dortmund, AC Milan, Newcastle United. They're going to be 2 games that win or go home, basically. So those are games, Group F, again, to watch for. Only Dortmund qualified, and 3 other teams, we don't know if they will. Let's go to Group G, Man City, RB Leipzig. We have Young Boys and Crvena Zvezda. And of course, Zvezda and Young Boys are both out now. RB Leipzig has 9 points. They're second, and Manchester City 15 points. Again, the second team to do that, win every single game like Real Madrid, and 5 times 3, 15 points. They're sitting on top of the group and qualified to the round of 16. And still everyone is banking on Manchester City because Real Madrid's injury with, Vinicius Jr., Militao's out, Tchouameni's out, Camavinga's out. Jesus, do I have to go continue? That's a lot of good players. That's half of the team almost. So they're all out. I mean, Real Madrid doesn't seem to have a problem with that. They have Jude Bellingham and company and Rodrigo and Brahim Diaz that's scoring every game now. But people are recommending City. I'm not recommending City for anything yet. I have to see the round 16th and what happens next. And it's early. It's still the first round of the Champions League. So, City go through, Leipzig go through, regardless of next game. Group H has Barcelona, 12 points, 5 games. They already qualified. FC Porto have 9 points and Shakhtar Donetsk has 9 points. Of course, Antwerp didn't win anything or drew. They lost all 5 games. The only team that lost all 5 games, they have 0 points. Anyways, Shakhtar Donetsk and FC Porto. Yep, the next game, just FYI, match day 6. Porto and Shakhtar Donetsk will play each other, right? And it's at FC Porto, and of course Antwerp and Barcelona. It's a game that doesn't have any meaning. But if Porto wins, Porto goes. If Shakhtar Donetsk wins, Shakhtar Donetsk goes. That's as simple as it gets. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, please. And thank you for all the new subscribers. We're looking good. I appreciate your joining our channel and appreciate all the comments, the great comments we have, show in and show out. Thanks for motivating me to continue. But don't forget, hit that subscribe, like, and share so we can bring you more soccer from around the world. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great week. I will see you. There's no Champions League. We're playing Tuesday. We go away to Luton Town and play there. I will see you after that game. Thanks so much for watching and have a great week.